Hey y'all, welcome back to Journey with
The Jacobsons.
Hi. How y'all doing? It's gonna get easier one day.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, how was your holidays and all that jazz?
Hope everybody has enjoyed their New Year's and that their weekends are going great. Hope that your week starts off great as well. Really glad that all of you were able to tune in today.
Yeah. As y'all can tell by the title of the video, we are going to be talking about 3 red flags apiece.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all notice these in an interracial relationship, situationship, anything, hit the hills.
Mm-hmm.
Run to the nearest door.
And then shut it. Slam it.
Okay. Who's starting?
You go ahead. You go first.
Okay.
Transition. Sorry.
Are you a fetish to this person that you are seeing? And like when I say like, are you a fetish? Are they like just like so over obsessed with the fact that you are white or you are black or you're Asian, whatever you are that makes you different and unique? Is that what they like crave and all they talk about? Like, I think a big one is like, oh, my beautiful black queen, my beautiful black African angel, and like crazy things like that is like, all right, tone it down, my guy. I don't like all that, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that's a big one. Like if you notice that you are being fetishized and that's not what you're going for, then I think you need to run.
So in other words, like they're only dating you or they only want to be with you simply because of you're a different race.
Yeah, 100%.
Mentioning that I'm white multiple times, as if I don't already know that I'm white, and it's frustrating because it's like, well, like this is my white boyfriend, or yeah, my roommate is white, just like you, things like that.
I'm bringing Justin. He's white, by the way.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Heads up, he's white.
Yeah.
Heads up, Adrian's black, but she's coming to dinner too.
Yeah. It's yeah. I know that I'm white. You don't have to keep on bringing it up, and it's like you can't get over the fact that I am white. Like you have to constantly remind yourself that, hey, yeah, you're with a white guy. Like I don't know. It's awkward. It's weird.
And yeah, I think with both of those, we become, with both of our red flags that we just discussed, it's almost like we become less of a person and more of like a thing and an item. And it's like, are you in it? You know?
It's like we are being characterized by our race and not by ourselves. Like that's the first thing that they look at when they see us. They don't think about our character. They don't think about our values or anything. They just look at our skin color.
Yeah. If said person gets like very defensive whenever you talk about things that are culturally sensitive or important to you, and they feel the need to defend themselves or defend their culture, defend their perspective instead of listening to you, again, forgetting the fact that you are a human. Your partner and you are meant to love one another. Forget everything else. So anything that I'm going through, regardless of how you feel, my feelings are valid. So if your feelings ever become not valid to your person or the person that you're dating, you need to run. And I talk about cultural sensitivity. Prime example, I believe, was this past election cycle. For every single race, there were a lot of things touched on that made things very sensitive. And I know interracial relationships, y'all houses were probably shaking a little bit at times because there were topics and things that needed to be discussed. And if you can't have those open conversations and not tiptoe around them and not, argue about them, like if you have, am I saying it right?
Yeah, I think you're saying it right.
Then I don't think that that is a good situation, and I think that you should leave. I think that is a big red flag. Also, with that said, if there's something sensitive in my culture, or there's something sensitive in your culture, and I just completely just like disregard that and have any, don't have any respect for it, I think that is a big red flag.
Yep.
Because that's just basically saying you don't care about me. Everything that I just said basically, it just says that person doesn't care about you. Your feelings are valid. They don't care about you. If you can't talk to them openly and everything not become an argument whenever it comes to cultural stuff, that person doesn't care about you. If you cannot have your own cultural beliefs and things that you do without respect from your partner, they don't care about you.
Yeah, and I think that it is something to just keep in mind of, especially when you're saying, like, when you put out all your feelings about a particular thing. And what you're doing in that instance is that you are putting your vulnerabilities out there. You are showing, in your way, you're showing that you trust this person because you are allowing yourself to be vulnerable around them. And if they choose at that time to, I guess, disregard everything you said and try to twist it in any sort of way, that is no bueno. That's a life lesson that they need to learn.
100%.
That is, and it's one of those things too where even being vocal about that, just bring it up, like, hey, like, if, like, I'm bringing this up to you, not to get into an argument, but I just need to share this with you. Putting it into that kind of perspective, like, oh, they need to learn how to be respectful of that.
Yeah.
Everyone assuming my life story. And you can go through any races with this sort of thing, but I know that, I mean, I've had conversations, or I've had people say this to me of different races to me, that, hey, I'm white, therefore I had to have been raised this way. I had everything handed to me. I didn't have to work for anything.
Perfect credit score, all that.
Perfect credit score. Like, everything is just great for me because I'm white. And like, I did grow up with a very big extended family that we all did have values taught to us and everything like that. But we were also taught, we did need to work for everything that we needed. It wasn't going to just be handed to us. And it wasn't like, I remember when I was in college, when somebody assumed that all my tuition was paid for, or that my parents paid for all my tuition just because I was white, or I don't know, something like that. And I was like, no, that's definitely not the case. But yeah. What do you think about that?
That's a good one. That's a good one. Even because it doesn't even have to be like, I think, in our relationships, like, if the people around, sometimes, like, whenever, like, you introduce something to somebody, or introduce one of us to someone else, and they're like, oh, you must no, actually. Because I mean, that's annoying. You don't, in a relationship, any relationship, you don't want anybody to assume they got you read off the rip.
Yeah.
Like, that's not cool. And then if you're just going off, like, stereotypes, that's really not cool.
Because I'm white, that must mean that I came over or my family came over when the Pilgrims came over, or my family was a part of all the different atrocities that white people committed all across, not just this country, but across the world. And that is not the case. And one of the things that really, I mean, I hate when anyone says it, but when they're talking to me and they say, well, your people, like, no, my people are my family. My family and my friends, the people that I allow into my life, those are my people. A random white person in New Jersey, not my person. not to mention I have Norwegian heritage. Norwegians are not going to be the same as Italians, or British are not going to be the same as Russians. Or get people from Czech Republic, they're not going to be the same as people from Lithuania. I could go on and on and on. There are a bunch of different cultures and different value sets within, I guess, the white European race. And lumping everybody together, not only is it lazy, it's ignorant.
Hawkins, you ate that up. You ate that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I will say, out of all the races, white people get along the most. Because I don't think it necessarily happens as much with black people. Because, like, I don't get called African or anything like that. I think there's a clear distinction between Africans, Haitians, and stuff like that. But you see a white person, you're white. Like that. So I feel that. I feel for you in that. Are you a token for who you are, or are you the token because of your race? Whenever you're being introduced, are the people that you're being introduced to saying, "Oh, that's the black girl that you told me about," or "This is my black girlfriend I told you about"? Is that how you're being introduced? Are you glorified because of the color of your skin? Are all of the date nights going to like soul food restaurants? Are we going to go eat gumbo because I gotta show off for my black girl? Like, ask yourself that, because I think that that's a big red flag. Run for the hills, because it almost coincides with my first one about fetishizing someone. What? Fetishizing. Okay.
Yep.
But I think those two kind of go together, because I'm a person. Treat me like a person. Like, I'm a baddie shot o'clock. You know what I'm saying? By myself. The fact that I'm a beautiful black woman is just a plus. Don't make that the thing that makes me the trophy.
But she is a trophy.
Drops mic. Clock it.
But
yeah, you're not the token white boy.
Not the token white boy. I have been actually referred to as token white boy. Remember when we went to the haunted house? Yeah. And that was more of a joke and whatever, but I was the only white person in that group. And Adrian has never sorry, I don't know why I do that. Okay. And Adrian has never put me in a situation where I have to, or she has never put me in a situation where I have felt like that. And I hope that's the same, that you feel the same too.
Yeah. 100%.
That just because we are the only person of our race in a certain setting, that doesn't mean that we are the token.
We say all of these red flags not to be like, "Oh, your man does that, you need to leave him today." I believe that all of these things are there. With all of these things, there is room for conversation and say, "Hey, I noticed that you do this. Am I your fetish?" Or, "I noticed that you do this and this makes me uncomfortable. Why do you always get defensive whenever we do this? Did you know this about my culture?" Different things like that. I think there is room for conversation with all of these.
And how your significant other responds in those conversations is going to say a whole lot about who they are. So, if it comes to it, you have the conversation, lay it all out on the table, and see if they are willing to accept it. And if they are willing to, let's say if there is some sort of issue, are they willing to work on it? And if you do see those things, if they can recognize that there's growth that needs to be done, guide them. Guide them. And as long as they're making that progress, as long as they are putting in that work to respect who you are and everything that comes along with that, then that's still the making of a good relationship, a good, healthy relationship.
100%. I keep saying 100%. Take a sip of water.
100%.
Take a sip of water every time I say 100% in this video.
Yep, you'll have your 8 cups by the end of the video.
Literally. But with that said, I think we should close here. Mm-hmm. Make sure you guys tune in every Sunday. There will be a YouTube video dropping. Next Sunday, we are going to do the infamous How We Met video. So you guys can learn a little bit about us as we continue to drop some gems and help everybody out. I hope that's what we're doing.
At least giving
perspective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people don't feel like they are going through the same things, or that. Yeah.
They're not alone.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys like and comment and subscribe on this video, and go check out our others. You know, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, of course, and we're not going anywhere. So join the family, because there's so much. 2025 is our year.
Yes, it is.
We're getting married. So yeah, it's gonna be real lit. So much content coming for y'all, and you're not gonna want to miss it.
I'm excited.
Super. Right. See you next Sunday.
Right. Bye.
There's no greater love than this. No greater love. I find peace in knowing. There is no greater love.